You're listening to an extract of the Leader podcast. You can find us wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Health Secretary Matt Hancock is admitting there will be a delay in the UK being supplied with coronavirus vaccines, although he's insisting the rollout's on track. The Evening Standard's reporting availability's dropped because India's government's delaying the export of 5 million AstraZeneca doses, apparently to prioritise its domestic programme. Now millions of British people in their 40s are being told they will have to wait for their first jab, and it also comes amid a worsening third wave on the continent. Danny Altmann, Professor of Immunology at Imperial College London, is here to unpick the issues for us. Could you give us an idea of the international effort needed to ensure that everyone gets their jab?
It's just so hard to comprehend, isn't it, the scale of this, if you're trying to produce not just millions, but billions of doses. And that's really, not something you can knock up in your back garden or even in the back garden of Oxford University. You need absolutely enormous facilities and logistics and background and infrastructure to do this. So it's being done in many places around the world. The scale here is just, hard to contemplate. It's, I was liken it a bit to, those, cookery and baking programs on the telly where somebody's produced one amazing pie and they're suddenly told they've got to produce 10,000 of them for a banquet or something. You think, well, how do I do that?
And so what's your take on the political posturing we've seen from the European Commission in recent days?
I feel relatively calm about it simply because our momentum has been so good and we've got so many people vaccinated. And, the UK is a much safer place than it was 3 or 4 or 5 months ago because every 1,000 people you vaccinate, that's, if you like, fewer lungs that this virus can hide out in. And that's the curve, flattened and pummeled. So we're a little bit safer. So all I'm saying is, it comes at a time when we're quite far ahead in the race and doing quite well. So I think we will get through this without too much disaster.
Right, and of course, many people will have been looking forward to getting their jab here in Britain. Are you concerned that this week's events could impact this?
Well, I hope it isn't. I mean, it's in a way, this is where politics meets immunology, doesn't it? So it's kind of way above my pay grade. So I almost can't fathom what the bickering is about unless it's some kind of political fallout from the past few years. Because I guess like most people, I look at it and see some kind of policy level squabble of people saying your vaccine is rubbish and our people don't really want it. And by the way, please can we have far more of it? We haven't got enough of it. Which is just a retelling of that Woody Allen joke from Annie Hall, isn't it? Of the food here is awful and the portions are so small. So I can't fathom it, but I don't think it should impact us or worry us.
That's really interesting. And what are your thoughts on where all this leaves Boris Johnson's roadmap? Are we still on track?
I actually thought the roadmap, as long as they stick to it and all that thing about being, guided by data, not dates, as long as they really mean it and don't feel pressurized to deviate from it, I actually thought it was quite a sound strategy and does get us out on quite a plausible and sensible timeline. And I don't feel like the news about the vaccine supply has really rocked that timeline. I think we can still more or less keep to it. So where that leaves me on the one hand is thinking, well, actually, amongst all the debacle of the last year and, the horrific things we've been through, especially locally in this country, this is one thing that we've really done right, and we procured a lot of vaccine doses, and we've got a lot of people vaccinated very fast, and that's got to be a good thing. On the other hand, I think we shouldn't be too kind of Little Britain about it. We live on the planet, and all those things you've heard about none safe till we're all safe are really, really true, as we've seen, ad nauseum with, what happens if new variants are cropping up around the world. In the end, they always affect us. So we've got to not just worry about our own doses, we've got to worry about fair shares of everybody's doses.
And that's The Leader. We'll be back at 4 p.m. tomorrow.